Hello, once again, and welcome back to the Headaches and Hot Takes podcast. I'm your host, Chaperian, and that over there is my co-host, Hern, a.k.a. the proud new owner of an Indiana Fever jersey, a.k.a. the Vermilion City Vermin, a.k.a. the Stink. The Herniator. Hello. How you doing, Herniator?
Stank. It's the stank.
Did I get it wrong?
I think you might have seen that incorrectly, which is just one letter off, right? So
maybe I just got somebody who's a little bashful, a little soft spoken, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that podcast with Chaperian and the Stink," and they meant to say the Stink. That might be what happened.
Yeah,
you guys are gonna have to speak more clearly.
Yeah, it's a common slip. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun. But yeah, the Stank, baby, the king of the stanky leg.
Is that where it comes from?
Yeah. So
wow, way to put a positive spin on a terrible nickname. But with that being said, before we go into tonight's episode, in which we are going to do one of our favorite things, rapid fire debates. It's going to be really good. The big one that we're going to debate tonight, I will tell you right now, is cats versus dogs. We're going to have that debate, and that's not them as animals, but it's them as pets, correct? Because it does we're not talking about who would win in a fight. I mean, that's not a good argument to have. But rapid fire debate where we do 4 or 5 different subjects super quickly. That is going to be our big main subject. Scott, you have hot take of the week this week.
Who?
I should say. Sorry. Terrible nickname.
Oh my god. Freaking 38 episodes in, dude. You do it like once an episode.
Pretty much, yeah, dude.
It's insane.
Yeah,
You're slipping. You've only gotten worse.
I'm pretty bad about it. Yeah. God forbid I call you what I call you 90% of the time. You have hot take of the week, and you think it's going to be kind of spicy. Am I correct?
It's going to be spicy.
Okay. Baseball sucks. Part 2. If you did that, by the way, I don't know what I would do. We should. That would go against the spirit of it all.
I told you I had a brand new conversation with my brother about it for like half an hour this week. So,
well, I expanded on a conversation about it just last night. I was like, I was thinking more about you use tennis, and we don't have to get into it. But that's just kind of who we are. But looking forward to that. And before we go any further, this wasn't even the planned curveball that I had. This has nothing to do with the first thing on our itinerary.
Of course it wasn't.
Screw you, Hern. Screw you. For no reason
The man, we're getting ready to record. He goes, "Did I tell you what the curveball was?" I said, "No, you said," and he texted me, quote, "I have a fun little curveball that I think will be fun." I'm like, okay, great. And then he asked me what it is. And then he come to find out he did write it down. So at least you wrote it down. He wrote it down and then forgot he wrote it down.
Terrible about this.
But at least you wrote it down.
I'm terrible about it. It's to the surprise of nobody who knows me personally. To the surprise of no one. I'll be great idea.
So much. There's so much to keep up with nowadays. So much. You have to
9 or 10 things throughout the week that I was like, 9 or 10 things I heard from your fans throughout the week that I thought that's a fun nickname I should call him. You know what I mean? If I know you picking up what I'm putting down there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. There were 9 or 10 things I heard, and I was like, I should call him that one this week. And I always when I was typing him up, I did have those 3 ready to go, but I was like, I forgot half of the ones I heard. Anyways, I was just excited to share with you, and I want to hear your thoughts as someone who's been branching out on food lately, as you are. I tried 2 new things tonight, and I really enjoyed them. So,
things. Okay.
First on the list, technically Kat got this, but I had one of her tenders. Korean fried chicken. Have you ever had it?
I have not. No.
I've heard about it. It looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Super good. Super good. If you have the chance to get Korean fried chicken, do it. I've also heard Korean barbecue is really good. Have you ever had it?
Yes. I have had Korean barbecue, and it was good.
It looks...
Not specifically the Korean chicken, but...
It looks phenomenal, I will say. This was just literally fried chicken. It looked like kind of a tempura batter. The way I would describe it is just extra, extra crispy fried chicken. But it's not like KFC breading.
Yeah, because that's
So,
important. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want KFC extra crunchy. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
No, I think the people that get extra crispy from KFC are kind of wild. Because, like, it's good. I like the extra crispy.
Can I have
It's
a
good.
brick? Can I have a flavored brick for dinner, please?
Can I just have, like, chicken ashes? Like, that's kind of what you're saying when you get the extra crispy.
Ashes is great.
Do you know what? Just give me some chicken dust. Like, that's kind of like what you're asking. Like, can I get the quadruple battered, extra crispy fried chicken from the Colonel himself? And, like, I think that's just a bit much.
3 chicken tenders, taters, and gravy.
Whoa.
And a biscuit, and a big old cookie.
Yeah, dude.
My $5 Phillip will fill you up, guaranteed.
Haven't heard that in
Phillip.
ages.
I love that commercial.
And a big old cookie. I always hated that didn't really rhyme, but they went with it anyways. They're like, "I'll just go with it anyways."
Taters. It's a Taylor Swift rhyme. Taters and gravy.
Don't get me started on Taylor.
Biscuit,
We don't have time.
big old
We don't have time this
cookie.
week, dude. You know, let's open that box of worms up. Did you see some of the lyrics in
Are
these
those
new
real?
songs?
Are those 100% confirmed real? Because
Kat said yes.
That's insane.
And she would know. And she's not like a Swiftie per se, but she would know if they're real or not. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If Kat says yes, those are real lyrics. And I saw the one about GTA later on as well, for what it's worth.
touch me while your boys play GTA.
This is absolutely is this made up
Who's that
gibberish?
for?
Or, what do you mean, what's it for?
Who is that for? Touch me? Isn't the lyric quite literally like touch me while your boys play GTA?
Yeah.
Who's that for? Does she sincerely think, maybe I'm wrong, are there of age people playing GTA that much? I was playing GTA when I was 16.
Sure. Yeah, they definitely are. It's
What's
one of the
that
most
mean?
popular. It's like close to Fortnite levels still. It's massive, dude.
Sure, but to say touch me while your boys play GTA, that's just...
And to me, that gives imagery of, like, we're all in the house together. They were all playing GTA, and, like, no, ignore them and give me your attention. But she probably meant it in, like, they're playing online. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was the bit we did with the Beatles lyrics? Because it was like, is this a Beatles lyrics or is this Beatles lyric or is this blank? What was it?
You said like gibberish, like nonsense.
Yeah, straight up nonsense. And it was hard. You didn't get a single one right, if I'm not mistaken. I think you got them all wrong.
No, the Beatles I did great. The Beatles I did great on.
What did you get 0 right on?
The one thing you did that I did like 0 of was which has made more money. I did terrible at that.
You did get 0 right in that. That's what I was.
Yeah,
Which has made more
I think
money.
I literally got 0 right. Yeah.
This would be a great thing to play this with. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not going to sing it because I'm not listening to these very average songs at best. But here are some real lyrics from the greatest lyricist of our generation, ladies and gentlemen. The modern day Elvis,
The Beatles?
Michael Jackson-esque artist, Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. You smoked, then ate 7 bars of chocolate. We declare Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. I scratch your head, you fall asleep like a tattooed golden retriever. Those are all lyrics in succession. Those are not cherry-picked.
A tattooed golden retriever. Now, let's delve into our English thinking caps.
I can tell what she means
what does
there,
this mean?
obviously, for what it's worth.
A tattooed golden retriever? You know what that means?
Yeah, she's saying how, like, a lot of people compare their big men to, like, puppy dogs. Like, he's just a little puppy dog. But, like, this guy has tattoos.
How stupid. That's
Yeah.
just so stupid.
The next one is,
Yeah.
like you said, touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. Really turns me on.
That gets me going. Yeah.
Screaming, but daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces.
Yeah, so is that, like, are you just faking? Is she encouraging people to tell people that they're pregnant when they're not? Is that what the lyric?
To me, throwing it out there, specifically the you should see your faces, is for all of the people who are hanging on every breath out of this woman's mouth, looking for any sign of it. Write that down. Like those people saying, no, I'm not, but you should see your faces is like, calm down, you know?
Oh, okay, maybe.
F it if I can't have us. I didn't know she talked like that.
That's the one that got me like, is this real? Because I've never known her to cuss. Maybe she
did
does,
not know she talked like that. F it if I can't have us. I might just not get up. I might stay down bad. F it if I can't have him. Down bad. F it if I can't have him.
That's like
Is
that
this,
could be
is this
a
a crappy
lyric.
rap lyric, or is this the greatest lyricist of our generation?
That's the one that sincerely made me question, like, is this real? Because, like I said, I've never known Taylor Swift to curse. Maybe she now is. I don't know. But.
I mean, whatever. I'm not surprised that a grown woman decides to say whatever she wants. Nor do I care, because I don't enjoy her music.
More power to you.
But are we gonna wake up, people? We starting to wake up a little bit. Like, Hern and Chaperian are telling the truth. It's not good music, and the lyrics in particular are really bad most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Literally, like 3 days ago, I was driving to the office. I've been on a Prince kick the past week.
Oh, that's
tons
dope.
of Prince.
That's dope.
Love him, dude. And I had Spotify set on like Prince radio. It's obviously like a lot of Prince, but artists that Spotify deems as near to Prince as well. A song came on, and within 5 seconds, I said, "This is terrible." Look down, the Beatles.
Taylor's.
Of course it is. Okay. Like, of course it is. I was like, it was terrible.
I've had a mean streak of that. I talked about that not that long ago. I was like, well, this song sucks. And it was Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, it's stuff like that where people look at me, and I'm so frequently seen as someone who just has a hater hat on. I think we kind of both are. And to an extent, that's true for some things. There's some things, like, I'll go to the ends of the earth to talk about how not funny Saturday Night Live is these days. I enjoyed the Beavis and Butthead skit, by the way. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was good.
They have like one good one a year, and that was probably it. So.
Yeah. That's one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to crap on this style of humor hardcore. I will wear my hater hat. But honestly, I'm just like, there's some things like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, the Beatles, where I'm just like, wake up, people. Like, God, I'm not the problem here. You all are.
all 8 billion of you are the problem. Yeah.
Anyways, want to hear the second food that I tried today for the first time?
if you're keeping notes at home, Korean chicken, Taylor Swift sucks. The second new food that Chaperian has tried today.
And this is not the planned curveball that we wanted to go into.
Yeah, this is great.
Before the rapid fire episode.
Yes.
This is not groundbreaking food, but I really enjoyed it. There's a Cincinnati barbecue place that was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Love that freaking show. Can we talk about how good that show is, just for like a brief second? Do you like it?
I always thought it was funny how they I was like, did they shut down the whole road for him to do that little intro? I always thought that was funny. But I honestly haven't watched like a full episode of that. I just know the intro. Guy Fieri, right? Or is it Fieri?
I think it's Fieri. I think it's technically Fieri. He says it Fieri. Okay. It's a great show. I wanted that stuff too, because like I realized I was watching The Office last night, and I know now, having watched it multiple times, like those scenes where they're driving, they're really driving. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why? That just seems so unnecessary. Like, I was gonna say unnecessarily dangerous, but then I like stopped halfway to say unnecessary. It seems so unnecessary. Unnecessary.
I like it.
It seems unnecessary. Yeah, that's how we should all start saying it now. How about that? Let's just all start saying it that way. But like, yeah, for stuff like that, I'm like, they had to shut that down, right? They had to have, for at least a second. But anyways, I've always wanted to try burnt ends. They're fantastic. Freaking amazing.
I've only had burnt butts, not burnt ends.
Are you serious? What's that?
I think so.
What's the difference?
Don't know. I think it's like where it comes from, where the meat comes from.
Like the shoulder, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what pork butt is.
I think
the shoulder.
Right. I think there's burnt butts and there's burnt ends. I might not even be correct there, but I'm pretty sure I've tried burnt butts, not burnt ends. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I just know like they called it brisket, like in the description of the sandwich. I got a sandwich. Mm-hmm. It was so messy to where I started eating it with a fork because I knew if I took one bite, it was all going to spill out because of how loaded it was. Great problem to have. So I ate a couple pieces with the fork, and I was like, this is so good. So good. And it was amazing. Good. So burnt ends and Korean fried chicken. The burnt ends were way better, for what it's worth.
Burnt butter. Yeah, that's what I want, you stupid idiot.
Who's the stupid idiot? You or Google?
It autocorrected. I didn't notice it.
It's probably going to give you some
What kind of pork are burnt ends made from either brisket meat or pork belly? Burnt ends contain approximately 50% fat.
Brisket. Oh, it was good, dude.
It is good. It's great. I love brisket. I love almost anything barbecue. I told you this week I tried not like for the first time, but I mean the first time from there. We were just feeling fat and lazy, and we got Domino's, and we got a barbecue pizza from Domino's, and it was so good.
Barbecue pizza is so good. And the place that I've had it the most is Cece's Pizza. You big on the Cece's?
So bad. I haven't gone in forever. There is one not too far from us, so I do need to go. Because I remember like the cinnamon roll like pizza thing.
Still around.
That. Nice.
The pizza oven brownies, still around.
Okay.
The buffalo chicken pizza, not your favorite, I imagine. Still around. They got rid of the taco pizza. Bring it back, Cece's. What are you doing? You're shooting yourself in the foot there. Bring the taco pizza back. I used to get buffalo, taco, and barbecue pizzas primarily from Cece's. Those are my three. And like, what a mixture, by the way. Like, what was I thinking?
I was gonna say, like, I think my stomach would throw up.
They still have the barbecue and the buffalo, though. About once a year so far since we moved to Cincy. I think we've been 3 times, and we've been here almost 2 full years, so not quite once a year. But my wife's like, can we get Cece's? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's fine. Like, why not?
Have y'all only been there that long? It feels like y'all been there like 4 years.
About 2 years. No, only about 2 years. 2022 we moved, yeah. We've been
I did not know we moved to Texas
19,
and y'all moved to Cincinnati at the same time. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was. It was around the same time. Mm-hmm. How funny is that?
Very nice. Very nice.
But, I mean, I've been enamored with it for like 5 years now since we started going, and we were going just all the time. We were going
just
9,
amorous
10 times a
for
year.
Cincinnati.
Just what?
I didn't say anything.
Bricked up for the Queen City. Is that what you said, basically?
Nah, that's not what I said, because I'm not getting in the middle of the Queen City debate, but apparently there's a debate there.
What did you say, though? I just want to hear what you said. I've got to listen to it in post anyways. What did you say?
Right, so you'll find out.
Tell me, you whore!
It'll be a nice little, you'll be looking forward to it. Where is it? Ooh, 16 minutes in.
Write that down. Well, anyways, it's probably time I actually get to the thing I intended to start off the episode. It won't be a long discussion, don't worry. But I think it'll be interesting because, my friend, you're not big into, like, comics, right? And I've recently dived pretty heavy into comics.
I like comics. I just don't have a lot of, like, I've never owned one. I'm not that knowledgeable about all the different comics.
Let's put it this way.
I like them. I'm just not that knowledgeable about them.
Including my 4 hardbacks and 1 paperback that I now own. I started the year with 0 Ninja Turtle comics, and I now have like 65. So like, I'm getting pretty heavy into it. So it's nice. Fun. But you have to go to comic shops, obviously. Lots of comic shops double as Magic the Gathering locations as well. On the surface, 0 problems with that. I know a lot of like fun, intelligent people that enjoy Magic the Gathering. So why is it then that like none of you have the balls to tell the other people that you're playing against that they should probably turn their water back on and shower?
There was that thing.
Dude.
It was like a headline. It was something like, I wish I could remember more of it, but it was like, dude left like a Yu-Gi-Oh competition.
That's exactly what I'm here to talk about.
So yes,
that's what I'm here to talk about,
his opponent stunk so bad.
It's awful. I was at a comic shop and it was a decent comic shop. I won't be back. And it's like, because the back half of the store reeked because of this one fat slob playing Magic the Gathering. There's like 4 people playing, 1 look, and you could tell who it was. And I'm like, none of you want to tell this guy? Guess what I learned? It was I believe, if I have this correct, it was a woman who left the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament because they smelled so bad. Which adds in. I mean, like, screw us, men. And in that case, yeah. They're even like on the nerdier side of women, and I'm not talking like the like quirky Fortnite girls. I'm talking like the nerdy nerd, like Big Bang Theory stereotype women, okay? I struggle to believe that you would find even 1 woman with that kind of hygiene problem for every 100 men that have that hygiene problem in that space. I struggle to believe that, right?
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
I think it's fair.
I'm sure there's 1 or 2 out there somewhere. It's not a thing.
Teenage boys, especially, oh my gosh, like we all stunk. We all stunk so bad, dude.
But at least we tried to cover it up with Axe body spray because we didn't know anybody.
I did not, dude.
Never?
The initial sign of douchebag was if you used Axe body spray.
We all used it.
God.
We
No,
used
we
to pass a can of it around gym class.
Douchebags.
If you had it, like there'd be like 2 or 3 people that had it, and they'd be like, "We get some of that." You know what I'm saying? Because we knew we stunk in that
Men
that class.
were using Old Spice. Douchebags were using Axe.
It's the same kind of thing.
It is not the same. It is not the same. You walk past Abercrombie and Fitch in the mall.
What did you just say?
Or Abercrombie and Fitch, isn't that the thing?
I think you said it right. I misheard. I thought you said Abercrombie. I thought you said Abercrombie.
I might have said whatever. I might have. You walk by that or like Hustler. Was that the thing? Or
Hustler is
what was
one.
Not
Yeah.
Hustler.
Hollister is the one.
Hollister. Hustler
Hustler
magazine.
is the thing. That's a magazine. Yeah.
Yeah, you know about Hustler. You walk by Hollister.
I know.
That's Axe. That's Axe body spray. Whenever you walk in, you have to go because you can't breathe.
Hollister's really bad,
Axe.
and it's dark. It makes no sense as a storefront.
It was just sexy in there. Sexy inside the Hollister.
Here's the thing. There are some Axe scents, because I used it until I was a junior, honestly, I would say. Like, I used it for, like 4th grade through, like, my sophomore, junior year of high school, right? I used it for a long time. There are some scents that, to this day, I'm nostalgic for. I'm like, I liked this scent, dude. I did.
I'm going to quote Ant-Man and say, is that Axe body spray? He said it that way for a reason.
We didn't know how to use it. Those commercials are making us think like you need to smell only of Axe body spray. Crazy, dude. Crazy amounts. What were any of us thinking?
Well, never mind.
No, there's no never minds on the Headaches and Hot Takes podcast. What?
We weren't thinking. Just continue. Continue with your...
Why were you going to not say that, of all things?
Where are we? I don't even know where we are. How did we get to Axe?
Stink. Stinky Yu-Gi-Oh!
The stink. Teenage boy stinking. Some of us
just wanted to have...
Yes.
I learned something this week that I am absolutely in awe of. It is a rule at official Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, like their world champions and everything. If you stink, someone can call an official over to you at any point during a match.
Tester.
And you have 20 minutes to not stink or you're DQ'd. Banned. Out of the tournament. How terrible of a problem is it to have an official rule written by some poor soul from Japan who definitely can't comprehend why we don't have hygiene in the United States? He's like, what do you mean they all smell? That's not a thing over here in Japan. And that is a legitimate rule. But then I got to thinking for a second. I'm like, hold on a minute, actually. This person left, right? They left the tournament. That was the headline. I left the tournament because it stunk so bad. Mm-hmm. It's a known thing for pro wrestling shows that people stink. I've never been to a pro wrestling show as a massive pro wrestling fan, and I'm horrified for the day I go. Because as we've discussed, with my luck, who am I going to sit right next to? The guy that does not shower ever. Mm-hmm. I just realized, though, while I was talking about this, or thinking about this going into the week, you could turn that into a strategy if they didn't have a rule about it. I mean, you could really go overboard on purpose.
Undefeated.
And turn into Filthy
because of
Phil.
The stank, baby, the stank.
The stank. You could turn into Filthy Phil from SpongeBob. And just go like, I literally rolled in poop before I came in. And like, just reek of poop. And like, they're not focusing that hard, bro. They're not. No one's going to want to be around. Like, you're going to win games because of that advantage. Thank God that's a rule. Thank God.
It is, like you said, that it's very sad that has to be a rule. That's very sad.
I mean, yeah, it's common enough. You know what I'm saying? I'll be
I believe it. Yeah,
toy
for sure.
shops or retro game stores, and some people walk in and it's like immediate, bro. Like, oh my God. It's, how do you not smell yourself? Mm-hmm. I'm not some, perfect Greek god. I don't stink.
But
like
with
that.
Axe body spray, I am.
With Axe body spray. No, that's the Old Spice acting like that. Old Spice. Yeah.
I'm on a horse.
But I just wanted to. Those were funny commercials. Those were really funny commercials. I liked those.
Yeah, see? Uh-huh.
I just wanted to point out the irony behind the fact that there's a legit rule. You can't stink, or you're DQ'd. If you stink, you have 20 minutes to fix the problem.
Which is a long time, honestly.
I mean, literally, like, in the description, this was on Twitter. It was just people tweeting back and forth. Someone was like, the first person that mentioned it said, you have 20 minutes to go take a shower and fix it. But then they like kept going, and the conversation was like, you know, if you can find a spare T-shirt to change into, you know, run across the street from the center and grab anything. That's why they give you the 20 minutes. They do want to give you the fair opportunity in the off chance you're just really that unaware. Because I do think somehow these people are unaware. I think they just don't know.
Some of them have to be, yeah, I guess.
But why do some of y'all just smell so bad? It's not like you're homeless and don't have the option to be clean. You're at a Yu-Gi-Oh event, all right? You're on the internet looking at the meta, buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which was never my thing, by the way. I was never into Yu-Gi-Oh. I never understood it. Kind of like Minecraft. It's like, yeah, I check all the boxes for somebody who would love Minecraft, but I'm like, never got it. Never understood it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
it's infuriating.
Whatever. Lego Fortnite, though, huh?
That's why it's infuriating.
I know it is. It's not like we're dealing with people who don't have the option to smell better. You do have the option to smell better. Smell better.
Do better, smell better. Cool. I agree.
I was hoping we could get some interesting little sound bits from you about the fact that there's a rule there. You don't seem that enamored with that crazy of an idea. I think it's mind-blowing. That's a real rule written in a rule book somewhere.
I mean, like,
you can't stink.
I'm happy that it exists. It's sad that it has to exist, but at least they took action against its thinking.
Action.
So. It took all spice on.
You're dumb.
Still makes no sense, but it's better.
I think it's time for neither of our favorite segments of the week. Right?
Sure.
Neither of us. Neither of our favorites. Don't ask.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Call 1-800.
Stop. Oh, you're doing the Sam Steamer. Okay. I didn't think you were going to. I thought you were just going to sing a random song like Rain on Your Wedding Day. And I'm like, I don't know what you're singing. What are you
singing? It's not my fault you don't know songs.
What are you singing? That's what I thought you were going to do. No. Time for a 1-800 steamer. Is this a steamer, you think?
It's a steamer for you.
Oh, brother. This guy stinks. Okay, buddy.
I bet all of you are wondering, when are they going to talk about Christmas again? It's April, and we have not talked about Christmas.
You suck, bro.
Here we come. I don't know how this discussion happened last week, but we're playing Fortnite, and somehow Elf got brought up. And I kind of boldly, kind of sarcastically said, Elf's not a bad Christmas movie. It doesn't crack my top 7. And you were like, that's insane.
It is.
I went and thought about it. Bro, it don't crack my top 8. It don't crack the top 8. In order, not necessarily in order, but more or less in order, of my favorite Christmas movies. Jim Carrey's The Grinch. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Home Alone. Home Alone 2. Those back and forth, those are so good. The Santa Claus. Pick any classic. Mine's Rudolph. Some people like Frosty. Some people like Jack Frost, whatever. I like Rudolph. That already puts Elf at 7. I'm not exaggerating when I say I would rather watch Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh than Elf. It has such a great story, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. They help orphans. The lawyer detective guy who has a heart of steel because his family sucked growing up, they get him like a literal monkey. And his heart's changed because of Christmas. It's a great movie. Not to say that Elf isn't a Christmas movie. It's a very good Christmas movie. But as I've said, Elf just follows the Will Ferrell formula of the first 30 minutes are laugh out loud funny. By an hour in, I'm like, funny's running out. This is getting repetitive. This is not, you're losing me. By the last act, the funny has either run stale or it has to then pick up the story so much that then that takes the front seat and then it's not good enough to stand on its own. And that's almost every Will Ferrell movie for me. Talladega Nights, funny in the beginning, I can't stand the ending. Anchorman 2, the first 30 minutes of Anchorman 2 are probably my favorite movie of all time. It is so funny. By the end of Anchorman 2, I'm like, turn this off. That's how Will Ferrell goes, and that's how Elf goes. I'm not saying it's a bad Christmas movie, but it's sincere. I don't, and I know you might say Jim Carrey's Grinch might be your number one pick that you don't agree with, but National Lampoon's, I love both Home Alones.
It's not even the Santa one on Claus. The list that I'm. You know my stance on. First of all, before I say another word, what in God's green earth made you bring up Christmas as a hot take in April? Thinking this is what we should talk about right now. This will get the clicks, baby. The children yearn for the Christmas movie takes in April.
I can't remember how we got on it last week, but whenever I said it's not my top 7, and you were like, "Oh, there's no way, bro," I was like, "I'm gonna sit down and see if it really is," because I did in the moment. I just said that. I was like, "Is it really? Like 7's low?" And then I went, I was like, "It actually is."
Run me through the list, and I'll give you a quick. You did say the list already, but let me give a quick. That's fine or that's egregious, in my opinion, about your list of movies.
Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
That's fine. I'm not gonna grief you for that.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's fine. It's my number 2. That's fine.
Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, as dumb as this is, it's not like Die Hard or anything for me. But like, I don't think of those when I think of Christmas movies. They definitely
I literally
more so are than Die Hard.
Right. They take place on Christmas, obviously, and yeah, it's not like it's not the Grinch or Elf or whatever, where it's obviously centered around Christmas, but I still think it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's Die Hard is the one that I hate when people act like that.
I don't think Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie. It's a movie that takes place at Christmas. Well, there's just one thing in the plot that has to do with Christmas. I'm like, shut up, people.
I say because like yes, movie. The plot of Home Alone's don't have to do with Christmas per se, but like the family vibe.
The first one is a lot closer to being a Christmas movie. The second one, I don't remember as much of the plot besides, I like it better for what it's worth. I know I like the second one more.
Normally I say I do. They're right there. They're like...
Yeah, they're good. But anyways, you count them both, though, as better than Elf? Because in general, like in a vacuum, I'm like, okay, whatever. But if you name me like all of these over Elf, I'm like, bro. Keep going, though.
I would. The Santa Claus, I think is a slept on.
I'll live with that as well. I like all 3 of those. I didn't watch the series, but I like all 3.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I think every person has like probably a classic that they really like. I like Rudolph. Yours might be Frosty. It might be whatever.
I loved Rudolph growing up. I did not realize how bad it is until last year.
It's old.
You watch it every year? Buddy, it is rusty. You know why it exists?
No.
First of all, why are we having this discussion now? This is an insane discussion to have. First of all, we don't know where Santa came from, but we are like 50-50 thinking that Coca-Cola came up with him. Wouldn't that be something? The imagery of Santa, I should say, if I'm not mistaken. The imagery, I should say. Obviously, St. Nicholas was a real person. Like Santa Claus and the big fat guy in the red suit. We think Coke might have invented him, or at least popularized him.
Okay.
That's so dystopian, it's not even funny. Second of all, GE, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was GE, came up with a red incandescent bulb. And that is why Rudolph, the movie, exists. That's why. That is literally why the movie exists. Isn't that wild to think?
That is wild.
That's weird. But that being said, completely regardless of that fact, it really does not hold up, buddy. It was my favorite classic one, too, for a long time.
What?
It was my favorite classic for a long time, too. And I still love Rudolph. I had a little Rudolph, like, you press the button and he moves around when I was a little kid. I had one of those. Yeah. Like, it's
Do you have that a new
one I'm going to give you
classic
grief
then?
for. So what?
You have a new classic that you like better than Rudolph then?
Classic
animated? I think everybody has one. It don't have to
I
be.
don't mind
Like
Frosty.
classic,
I mean, is the original Grinch, does that count? Or is it too new?
I would say so.
I like
the
it better than
original
Rudolph, for sure, yeah.
animated.
I like the original, like, it's only like half an hour long animated Grinch.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. I would call that a classic. Some people will be like, it's not as classic.
But saying any of those are better than Elf, yeah, I think that's a bit much. That's the one that I'll say so far. I'm like, And then what's the other one you said? You had another one, didn't you?
Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
Not better than Elf. Great Christmas movie, though. My God, what a good Christmas movie.
Great Christmas movie.
I try to watch it every year. I try to watch it like every year, I swear on my life. It's so good.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I did remember it whenever I was doing this. Whenever I was looking at this, I was like, what all Christmas movies do I like? And then I couldn't even remember the name, honestly. It's been that long. Yeah. I was like, what was that movie called? I was like, oh, yeah, it's just Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. It's so good, dude.
That is why I know of one of my favorite Christmas songs, Christmas Rapping. It's a great song. Bah humbug, but that's too strong because 'tis my favorite time of year. All this, you know that song?
I think so.
The guy, Josh, falls off the roof into the back of the pickup truck, and the actual criminal.
Yes.
He gets away.
Yes.
He's going, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. He's singing along to it. Dude, it's good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that song. And I didn't know what it was until 2 or 3 years later. I heard it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that's like a legit song, huh? And I found it, and it's one of my favorites. I love that Christmas song.
Thank you, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
Thank you, Merry Christmas, Jake and Josh. Poor old Mary Alice and good old Ziegfeld. Fleeby got Steve. 7. Fleeb. And then he goes,
great.
Fleeb got Steve. 6.
Yeah,
they
go
like,
I love
forget it. Fleeb got Steve, my man.
Yeah.
So great movies. My God, what a way! Like, what a thing to come at me with in the middle of April, bro.
Yeah.
Elf's not that good. It's so
never
funny,
said Elf
though.
wasn't that good.
It's
I never
funnier
said
than
Elf
everything you
wasn't
just
that
said.
good.
All of them.
No, it's not. It's not funnier
Yes,
than...
it's funnier than Jim Carrey Grinch. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Is it funnier than Jim Carrey's Grinch? I don't think so.
I think so. Definitely funnier than Home Alone. I don't laugh a bit at Home Alone, but I enjoy
Home
the
Alone's
movies.
not that funny, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it... I don't know if it was ever meant to be a comedy straight up, but it's definitely one of those things where they intend on the little kids to be like, ha ha, you know, he threw the paint can down the stairs on a rope and hit him. Or ha ha, you know, they fell and stuff like that.
Some of it's funny, but it's not like,
Like,
it's definitely not as funny as... It's not the funny of Elf.
Yeah.
I think National Lampoon's probably isn't that, quote, funny either, but it's like very relatable.
It is funny,
obviously.
bro. Yes, it is.
But I do think it's funny. I'm not saying it's
love
like,
that.
you know, literal laugh out loud, like for the whole family. Because obviously it's not.
National Lampoon's is the only one on your list that I think gives it a run for its money. I would consider it a comedy. I would consider National Lampoon's like a Christmas comedy. So that being said, my number 1 and number 2 Christmas movies being Elf and National Lampoon's, I'm like, Christmas comedy. Maybe I just have a type. So
That's fine. There you have it.
And it seems like you don't
I was
going
to throw the animated Grinch on here, which would have put it even lower, but I've only seen the animated Grinch once, so I can't confidently say that I like it better than Elf.
I'm not going to get into that discussion again, but that movie is fantastic. That movie rocks.
So had I put it above Elf, what would you have said?
Reasonable. I said the Jim Carrey one. I was like, okay. Like, it's not a horrendous take. I just think, I don't know. I didn't even really grow up with Elf as much as so many other people our age did.
Didn't you? I did not watch it until I was like in high school, I promise.
Yeah, I watched it my 8th grade year. That's when I watched it for the first time. But I did fall in love with it after that. And my wife and her family love it and watch it every year. So I'm like, it's a thing. And it's like The Office to me. It's not really a fair comparison, but it speaks more volumes to Elf as a movie because it's just a movie. Every year when I watch it, there's a new little like line or moment or phrase that I take away. And I'm like, oh my God. One of the funniest ones... like that me, my wife, and one of our coworkers, still to this day, I'll get texts from him. He's great. He's a great guy. He's like I think he's in his early 50s now. He is, yeah. And he has double-digit adopted children. No joke. Him and his wife.
Whoa.
Crazy. Yeah.
What a guy.
And wife. Saint of a man. Saint of a man. He loves that movie too. But we made this one, we joked on and on about this one, like, inconsequential line where, like, Buddy gets arrested and his dad bails him out begrudgingly. And he goes, Dad! Right? And he shows up or whatever. And he said, they said that you weren't going to come, whatever. But they're like, you said, the line is that we love along these lines. He goes, they said I get one phone call. And I said, I know who I'm going to call, Walter Hobbs. And I don't know, like, it's not that funny. But, like, my God, we found that funny and still find that funny.
It can be mean, yeah.
I know who I'm going to call, Walter Hobbs. So that's good. Funny. I don't know why. Yeah. We love it, dude.
I'll take it. So, that's fine.
Okay, I'll think with that. I don't know. I love that movie. Having outside of your top 5 is wild to me. If you're our age. Like, my dad, I'm not going to grief. My grandmother, I'm not going to grief for not having Elf top 5.
Yeah.
People our age, I'm like, bro, Elf should be there. Come on.
That's fine. I just disagree.
I think you had good justification for it, though. I think that was a good hot take. So I don't agree with you, but I don't, vehemently disagree with you. So
nice. You like that word? You use that a lot.
Yeah. It's a good way to describe certain things.
Spell it.
I saw somebody be like, "Well, I was really interested in this one guy's application, but then he used the word delve. This AI bullcrap is taking over. You gotta stop using ChatGPT." I'm like, I would use the word delve.
Delve? Yeah, I don't think
it's
delve
not
is
that crazy of a word, right?
Yeah.
So I just,
Ooh, I'm about to delve in.
That reminds me of that song I hated in Rocket League, where I said, if this guy scores one more goal, I'm quitting because I don't want to hear his song. And he scored, and we were both in the lobby before it came on. We quit. We were like, I'm done. I'm not hearing this guy's goal scoring song anymore. I'm out, bro. It's bad.
Every punk rock song ever.
Not true. Come on, bro. That's another discussion to have another day, because right now
Let's stay
have
bitter.
5 things to get through in roughly 20 minutes or so, give or take.
If we can do
You want to get started? We'll say 4 things. 4 things, not 5 things. 4 things.
Okay. Here we go, people. We
Rapid
teased this
fire. No, wait. Let's go.
one of our favorite things to do. We teased this top of the lineup. We teased it before. I think we both said that this isn't something. I'm not going to sit here and scream, "You're an idiot if you think cats are better than dogs." I'm not going to. I don't think you're going to do that. We have our reasons as to why we think the other way, obviously. So, do you want me to lead, or you want you to lead?
Pal.
I don't care.
Absolutely, I talk too much.
I just think so. Some of my points for why I think dogs are better than cats. I personally love the unconditional love from most every dog. You definitely can get that from cats. It's a heck of a lot more rare.
Thank you for acknowledging
how often
that.
do you?
Thank you for acknowledging that. Some people swear cats aren't capable of it. That's crap.
No, you can for sure. Our cat, whenever we come home from a trip, she's meeting us at the door. She greets us like a dog and is meowing and wants picked up and purring. Some cats are that way. Some cats, you see in the TikToks, when you're left with the second human and the cat literally hates the husband or whatever. Yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I love the unconditional love. I like the variety. I like that all the different sizes, all the different, if you want this temperament, you want an active dog that you can go on hikes with, cool, get this breed. You want a lap dog that does nothing, cool, get this guy. So many sizes and temperaments, and I understand that with cats, more or less, if you get a calico, they're likely to be this behavior. But obviously, there's a lot less.
Spaz, bro. She is a spaz.
Obviously, there's a lot less, a lot less options with cats. I don't know how many breeds of each animal there are, but off the top of my head, I could probably name you 3 breeds of cats. I don't know how much more than that there are.
I couldn't even name hardly that many. I mean, there's Egyptian Mouse, Bengal cats. We have a cat that is Bengal Egyptian Mouse mix, which is crazy because people will pure breed Egyptian Mouse and Bengals. We speculate that there was someone breeding both and they got mixed in together at some point.
That's so
cool. Yeah. He's a dope cat. He has so much wild in him, but he's also weird socially because of it. We're I don't think God intended on you. You know what I mean? I don't think God ever thought this was what was going to happen. Half 2 specific finicky breeds. Keep going.
There you go.
Why are dogs better than cats as pets in your eyes, sir?
My last one, I do like the... Not one of my last ones, and I want you to take it, and then I got some more. Okay. One of my last ones is obedience. I do appreciate being able to teach a dog, hey, if my dog is doing something I don't like, I can literally snap my fingers, hey, don't do that, and they'll stop. If your cat's tearing apart your baseboards, there goes Lily. There she goes. Oh, Lord. That's just how it goes.
Lily?
No, I don't know where I pulled that name from, honestly.
Yeah, I was I don't think I've ever heard of a cat named Lily. It's kind of sweet.
I just pulled Lily. But we named our cat Athena after the goddess of war because she is that.
That's kind of dope, though.
Yeah. So that's some of my points. I've got a couple more that I feel like a lot of people don't really consider, but I don't want me to have the floor for 10 straight minutes. So you go.
No, you're cool. I think cats are better to have as pets, even though, like you said, I'm not going to scream about it. I'm not fire and spitting about it because I love dogs. I want dogs.
Right.
We were out getting dinner at this whole, I don't know how to describe it. It's a whole area. It's a destination area. They want you to come here, stay, and do stuff, that kind of thing. And there's a whole fenced-in dog park. It's crazy. It looks awesome, actually. But we want one so badly, but not at the expense of messing with our cats' lives. We've talked about that. So I love dogs. I do find cats to be better to have as pets for a handful of reasons. One thing, I don't have to get them groomed. They groom themselves. They're chill. We're cool. I think some people do groom their cats. I don't know why, unless it's absolutely necessary. They take care of themselves. My cats never stink. We bath them once a year at this point. You're not supposed to bath them too often. That's a major plus. Whereas, if a dog is out in the rain, you might have a whole house smelling like dog if you're not careful. Very easily. Now, I understand because my cats go to the bathroom inside. If you're not careful, your house can smell like cat excrement if you're not careful. Mostly the litter, I guess, itself is what you smell. But that's so fixable, bro. Past that, I love that now that we have an automatic feeder, we can be gone for 5 days And our cats
Very
are
nice.
not going to want to kill themselves, like a dog that is at your freaking attached to your hip will. Mm-hmm. He does not need let out like a dog does. Not he. I have 4. They don't need let out like dogs do. Leave them clean litter boxes before you go. Clean them when you get back. They're chill. And I don't have to worry about it. It's great.
That's nice.
And that being said, those are my big bulk reasons for why I'm like, I kind of prefer cats as pets. Especially as someone who's young, likes to travel, stuff like that. That's important to me, But one of the big things that I want to argue in favor of cats is that some people swear cats aren't capable of love. Dogs just love you and cats are just stupid. I don't think people like that you kind of have to work with and respect the individual cat to get their love. You have to work with them. You cannot. When I got my first and second cat with my wife, Cat, I thought you could discipline them. Now, I'm not saying like spanking or anything. I'm like, I thought you could teach a cat, like get in their face
Right
and
from wrong.
point and yell and they won't do it
Rub
again.
their nose in it. Yeah.
They're not capable of that. You can screw up their relationship with you by doing that. Big time. You do those things with the dog, you're teaching the dog, don't do that. And I don't know why, because most signs, and maybe I'm just reading cherry-picked articles, don't shoot me if this is not true, please. Most signs point towards cats having like a very good understanding of the emotional intelligence of like humans compared to dogs, and that's why you get the unconditional love, is my understanding of it. Whereas
that
cats,
makes sense.
like people are like, there are studies, this one I know for sure, where they're like, cats can learn your commands, what you're saying, what to do. They choose not to because they're like, they don't see themselves as needing to answer to you, whereas the dog knows its place. I like that. That's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I'm like, I really respect that out of a cat. Does that make it a better pet? Not to some people. But here's my thing. I'll use them as an example against their will. I didn't plan on using this, but I'm going to do it. We've got some great friends whose cats do what they want, okay?
Yeah.
Up on everything. You can't leave any food unattended, unwrapped, uncovered. You can't leave a table, like a chair. Why did I say table or chair? I wasn't talking about either of those. You can't leave a plate on a table 2 feet from you, turn around, bend over to pick something up because the cat's going to have whatever it is and they're gone. One of the cats, that is, right?
Right.
We've never had that problem. We have 4 cats, and we've had a total of 6 because we fostered 2 at one point, like had them for a little bit and then, gave them away.
Yeah.
We've never had that problem because we were able to at least teach them don't get on things. But like now, I mean, God, we don't watch anything. We'll have dinner on the stove, and I mean, we can hear when they get on the stove. We have the one cat that likes to, but like, it's not an issue. And I just like to think that like we respect each other's boundaries at this point. I can't explain it, man, because it's like you literally. I just said you can't teach them these things. But there's the people that swear by like spray bottles and stuff. And what's happening is you're not teaching the cat, don't do this or I'm going to get sprayed. But you can condition them to be like, if A, then B. If I do this, then water hits me in the face. Not then I'm in trouble, so I shouldn't do it. Stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
But I don't know. It's funny because I used to yell at my one cat, Orville, the Egyptian Mountain Bengal mix. He's wild. He has literal wild tendencies. When I say wild, I mean like he reminds me of a wild cat. It's crazy. And he in particular was just the worst. He was the worst little cat for a long time.
Right.
You know what made him act better? Me not disciplining him ever. Swear to God, all of the things he used to do wrong, every one of the things he used to do wrong, doesn't do a thing anymore. Because I just stopped. Like, if he wasn't doing something I didn't like, pick him up, move him away. That's it. No yelling, pushing, pointing, shoving, none of it. I don't know what this really has to do with the conversation other than to say I love having my cats as pets. They're great. I think some people don't like that you can't just force them to love you like you can a dog. I admire dogs. That loyalty is great. Having guard dogs is great. I love my relationship with my cats, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I had to earn it. I had to earn it with all 4 of them. So, what'd you say?
Not even your 4 limbs.
I did say that. You got a great point about that. We can talk about that more later if you want. Keep going.
I think you said one of
rapid
the
fire,
things,
not long at all.
You said one of the. Well, this is our main one. So, one of the things you said I wanted to touch on because, first off, one thing you touched on, I want to say, there are examples of cats that I've seen that I'm like, if that were my first seeing that cat as a pet, I would be like, I don't want a cat.
Yeah.
Because some cats, like you said, they do whatever they want. The cats everybody has their own things. Like, I don't want my pet to do blank, whatever. So, whatever. With 4 cats, how many litter boxes do y'all have? Probably 3. Okay, that's something that I think people overlook. I fully agree that cats it's great that you don't have to attend to them. You can go on a trip, whatever. You don't have to bathe them. I get all that. But as far as they go to the bathroom by themselves, especially once you have 3 litter boxes. Y'all are cleaning those out probably once a day.
Dude,
literally, at least.
You know they make automated litter boxes now?
Yes. I was going to say, if you want to spend $300 on the thing,
$600.
then yeah, go ahead. Okay.
And then
if you want to spend $600 on the thing,
as soon as we get a house and you don't have to pay your mortgage for the first month, we're getting a litter robot. We're spending what would we be spending on rent on a litter robot? We can't wait. Keep going.
But that's what I'm saying. The only scenario where I'm like, yes, having a dog here is much worse than having a cat is if you are in an apartment where you're on the 3rd floor and it's raining and you still gotta take the dog out and you gotta find the leash and march down the stairs. Right now, I would argue that my situation as far as cleaning up after my dogs is not as bad as your situation cleaning up after the cats. I let them outside
after when they go outside.
Like once a week, I'll go out there and just pick up for a little bit. It's not a big deal.
That's smart because I know people who just don't, and it's just I can't walk from my car to your door without stepping in poop, and that's kind of frustrating.
Annoying. But I don't like the whole you got to pick up after dogs. Do you not scoop your cat's litter?
Yeah.
And then another thing you said, it is so easy, dude. If you've ever been to a person's house that has a cat, including your own, at some point the litter has stunk so bad that the whole house stinks.
It has.
It's so easy to happen.
And I'm not acting like we're the perfect. It's happened for us too. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe how bad that litter smells. It's happened.
Yeah. So that whole thing. One of my last points isn't necessarily for the pet aspect. It's more or less just I think dogs are better than cats or cooler than cats, unless these certain people have them.
Okay.
I think it's cool. I appreciate canine units, bomb sniffing dogs, all that stuff. Support dogs.
Wild,
the coolest one by far, the blood sugar detecting dogs. They can tell when your blood sugar's high or low. How does that happen? How is that even possible? That's insanely cool to me. And obviously, to that person, I would imagine that's a pet as well as a assistant.
Yeah,
but it's very cool to me that dogs can do that.
People act like dogs can be service animals. Cats, what do they do for you? And I will say I do get so much comfort from my cats to where if I was in need of a service animal, I would definitely consider getting one of them certified. But
I'm sure you could, yeah.
It's not really a counterpoint to what you said. It's more so just in on top of what you said. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to make a funny point. For all we know, cats could be capable of that because there's studies that say they don't listen to us. They could be capable of doing these things, and we just wouldn't know.
They could be the best at it.
They could be the Michael Jordans of this, and we wouldn't know.
They're just I ain't doing that for free.
Like doing it. They're not listening. They don't want to listen.
Yeah.
It's funny because
could be.
I feel like I've said that 10 times. It's funny because I don't know why. It is funny. All of it's funny. Cats. I've said for a while now. The biggest proof that there might be aliens out there are probably domestic cats. They're not real, bro. They're weird. So freaking weird. Mm-hmm. Still to this day, there's things where I'm just like, why are you doing that?
That's my favorite part about cats. My favorite part about cats is when you walk in the room and they're just sitting on top of the fridge and you're like, why are you up there? Why? Why are you over here? What are you doing?
They're describe it. It's the funny part about it. It's wild, dude. Or they'll obsess over just stupid crap. Mm-hmm. Or a spot on the wall. We've got a spot on the wall right as you're going down the stairs where it was fine when we moved in. It's all scratched up and the wallpaper's coming off now. Or I think it's paint, but it's chipping off. I think it's paint, yeah. But it's it's like this long now. This spot is, and this wide. It was not a thing when we moved in. But all the cats are drawn to that spot. I don't know why. It makes no sense. So that being said, this is a weird little argument because we're not really arguing and we're not really trying to persuade each other. I don't think.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm fine. I'm not
like both.
The only people that I take issue with, and I imagine you're the same. as always, it stands. If you are
For sure, bro.
Oh, you got dogs, stinky dogs, cats all the way, dogs suck. I'm like,
I
you
don't
suck.
know why anyone would do that, bro. Why
I don't
would
either.
you do that? I feel like I see that more with dogs, though, for what it's worth. I definitely see that more with dog people. Maybe my blinders are on.
That's fair.
I definitely see more. I don't know. And the world is catered to dog people because not only can you take them anywhere, go to PetSmart and find the cat stuff. It's in the back. There's 1 or 2 aisles of it. The whole store. It's a dog store featuring cats. It's a dog store featuring cats. All the pet stores are.
Well, I think there's a lot more. Obviously, there's a lot more different varieties of cat toy or dog toys and treats and harnesses and yada yada.
It makes sense. It doesn't mean I'm not salty about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, Phil, you want to move on to knock out some of these a little quickly?
Go ahead.
Essentially. One of the ones we want to do is water park versus amusement park. You started off.
Growing up, I probably would have said amusement park. I liked the high thrill rides. As I age, the more I sway towards water parks. Amusement parks, I can't ride all the stuff I used to be able to ride without getting crazy. Already, dude. I've also been thrown up on twice by my wife while riding amusement park rides. Twice.
No way, bro.
One of them was at a state fair, and it was literally just one of those rides where like it goes up in the air and you just spin around.
Okay.
And she's sitting there and and it just covered me. And of course I had to sit there for the next 45 seconds of the ride just covered in puke. The next one, the next time was at Dollywood. We were riding. What's the one with the mine? The one with the mine, Mystery Mine. We were riding the Mystery Mine. And at one point you do like go inverted. It's not that rough. It's just sometimes like you do like corkscrews and stuff. Oh god.
We're good. No, we're good. No, we're cool, bro. We're
finished.
I might throw up.
We're finished with the ride. I
might throw up on you if you keep this up.
We're pulling back into the station, but like this car's got to unload, and this car's got to unload. I look over and my wife's sitting like this. She has her cheeks full. I said, "You got to swallow it." I said, "You got to," and she goes,
"Not happening."
And it grenades. It grenades. It's pooling in her seat. It's on me. Oh gosh! So of course we had to like tell them, "Hey, she threw up," and they had to fix the ride. They had to stop it for a minute. Good.
Looking forward to editing that one this week and actually hearing that for the first time, bro. Because this is not happening, bro.
So, I just like water parks. Water parks, you can do whatever you want. If you want the high thrill rides,
more anti-amusement park than it was anything else. Like,
go on the 100-foot tall water slide at the water park if you want a high thrill. If you want tube rides, which is my favorite, go on the tube rides with your friends and stuff. If you want to do nothing, sit in the lazy river. It's fantastic.
I would have said amusement park growing up, in part because I had a terrible experience. I was on a tube slide. I could not swim. I still can't swim, by the way, which is embarrassing to admit, but I cannot swim. My wife swears I can, by the way. She's a liar. I cannot swim. I might be able to go end to end another pool, but I'm drowning if I got to swim more than 10 feet, like, period. And I don't start with my feet on the ground. Like, I can't swim, bro. Trust me, okay?
That's fair.
I'm doing one. It's called the Jet Scream at Water Country, USA.
Whoa, it's radical.
And I, like, had to build up the courage for this one because I was, like, barely tall enough to ride. Little kid, okay? And, dude, the story is so good with the way my parents tell it. Because my brother comes down. It was his favorite. He had done it a bunch of times. And he was like, I don't know if you like it or not. And I was like, I think I might. I want to try it. And finally, they let me do it, right? And they know, like, there's my older brother. There he is. And then they're like, where's Derek? Okay. Down comes an empty tube.
and the
then
walk
all
of
a
shame.
Sudden, they hear, ah, 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 because I'm freaking out, thinking, like, I'm going to die and drown. Because I didn't know any better. I was in the second grade. I'm like, I'm going to die and drown because I fell off my tube. And for what it's worth, I couldn't swim, and I was too short to stand in this water. It was like 5 foot tall water. I'm not 5 feet tall yet. At one point, too, dude, this could have been so dangerous. I conked my head on the slide when it fell off. Mm-hmm. It was too rough of a start. And it, like, flew out from under me. I remember that. That tube flew out from under me when I got pushed down the slide. And I'm like, all right, here I'm by myself. And I'm, like, free-falling at this point, right?
I wish I had, like, a GoPro cam on your face the whole way down. Oh, my gosh.
Little
awesome.
7-year-old me. I got a giant knot on the side of my eye from conking my head on the side of the slide. I know for a
Nice.
fact, like, I don't remember it, but I know for a fact I was disoriented, bro. I had to have been.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I hit the water, I can't swim, and I can't stand up. And they already heard me yelling, okay, coming down.
They knew. They were prepared.
I'm jumping up and down, being like, ah, 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 ah. And the lifeguard had to save me in the 5 foot deep
Embarrassing.
part of the water. So embarrassing. And of course, my parents have multiple photos of it. Me being
No
dragged down by the
way.
lifeguard, bro. Yeah, bro.
Awesome.
How
awesome. Way to
demeaning
go.
and embarrassing. I'm like slumped over his back, and I'm like, and they have like freaking tons of. How bad a parenting is that?
I love it.
How terrible parenting is that?
Son almost drowned today.
It ruined me, bro. Not to mention, by the way, part of why I can't swim, I don't even know if my parents remember this. They were trying to teach me how to swim, and they did the sink or swim thing. Did not swim. I did not swim.
I sunk.
I sunk. I don't know what to tell you. They threw me in the deep end of a pool. Yeah, I want to say it was like somewhere in Raynell, West Virginia. I had a grandparent that lived out there. I know, right? Couldn't swim. And how horrifying is that? I was an anxious little kid anyways. I knew I never swam before. They're like, all right, you're going to swim now. No, buddy, I'm going to drown. Like, what do you think?
Actually, I'm not.
So, that being said, water parks are way better than amusement parks.
You never saw this coming. Love
I
water parks.
probably would have also said amusement park growing up, and I still love roller coasters. I do make it a point
Right.
if I'm going to an amusement park, unless it's like a really, really crappy one, like Camden Park, which I've never been to, by the way. I will go out of my way to ride every roller coaster once, just to experience them all. Because there are places who are like all coasters, right, and stuff like that, where they specialize in coasters. I like that. But the best push for water park over amusement park that I can give you is going to be this. I'm going to Pigeon Forge, doing the whole bells and whistles thing that every suburban white person does every year, right? It's not exclusive to us. It's just, let's be honest here, okay? Okay, we're going, and I'm like, I don't want to do Dollywood this year, right? My wife earlier today, she also does not really want to do Dollywood this year, so we're not going to do it. We might go later this year, for, like with our families, if they want to go, whatever. But she comes up today, she's like, guess what? Dollywood has a water park, which I didn't know about. I guess she might have known. I didn't know it had a water park.
Splash Country? You don't know about Splash Country?
Swear to God, I don't. No.
Oh my God, Splash
Yeah.
Country is amazing.
Is it good?
It's
it opens
great,
the week
dude.
we're going. She said, so it shouldn't be that crowded. Can we go? I'm like, that sounds great. Yeah. I have no interest in doing the amusement park. Let's do the water park. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's as far as an argument I'll go. Embarrassing story. One sentence explanation of why I feel this way. Enjoy.
love it. That's all you
Headaches and
need.
hot takes in a nutshell.
I mean, that's almost what I did. I with getting thrown up on.
It's almost exactly what you did. I got thrown up on twice. I like water parks. I almost died at a water park.
I still like it.
I like water parks. How much
can't
better
believe you
of a
didn't-
plus could you get?
I didn't know you didn't know that Splash Country exists because we did
I
the
think
same
I've
thing.
heard of it.
Whenever
And
we,
I think they have signs for it, but I don't know.
yes, whenever we lived in Knoxville for 3 years, the first year we got like the double season pass. After the first year, we were like, just go to Splash Country. We would still go to Dollywood occasionally, like when they did like the lights for Halloween or Christmas
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
Christmas
We would go
lights
for
are
like
great.
the ambiance of
Yes,
of Dollywood.
that's the big plus for amusement parks.
Yes. But yeah, dude, Splash Country. Oh my gosh, the lazy river is fantastic.
Okay, I love a good lazy river. I'm a lazy river
huge.
hoe, that's for sure.
It's huge. I do love specifically the water park near us now. It has like a raging river. I think a lot of times it's called Schlitterbahn.
Yeah, it's like the god of water parks. It's not even fair to
We
talk
were-
about other water parks.
We were trying to go tomorrow, but of course it's going to rain. So we'll probably.
Well, the never guessed.
Yeah.
Hey, just note that if it can go well, it will. According to some lucky jerks out there. Because that's a bumper sticker I saw today. And I was like, imagine
I
us
don't
having
think
this
it's
on our
speeding.
car. I didn't say that, but like that's basically what I said.
Me. If I'm in
Can
a
you
left lane
imagine?
and I'm already speeding, go around me.
If there's a possibility for this to go good or bad, it's going to go good. Okay, well, just wanted to know where all my good luck was going. I guess it's going to you because I don't
I'm
have
glad
that luck.
your life's ain't great, buddy. I'm glad.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing well for yourself.
Raging rivers or like torrent rivers, you'll see it's a lazy river, but like
Okay.
every like 10 minutes for like 2 minutes straight, there's ginormous waves that come through.
You just like
And, like,
floating
you'll-
though on like
Yeah,
life jacket
yeah.
or a tube.
Yeah, in your tube, and like you'll get picked up, dude, and you'll like ram some little kid off his raft. Like,
oh, that sounds
hit him
great.
hard. And they go flying.
That sounds great.
It's awesome. That's my favorite.
Okay, that sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't think they have one unless they added it. I don't think they have one of those at Splash Country. It's just a regular lazy river, but it's fantastic. That sounds like fun. It's fantastic.
The one thing I will say about water parks, and we're going a little over on time, but it's a fun subject, is that the reason I never gave much thought to seeing a sign for Splash Country and Pigeon Forge or anything like that is because there are way more crappy, tiny water parks out there than there are amusement parks, in my opinion.
Very
You
fair.
never know what you're getting with a water park. I've not even really had bad experiences. I think I've been to one where I was like, there's 3 things to do. That's it.
Waterways near Charleston.
Don't know about it.
It's one of those. It's one of those. It has like 3 slides.
Yeah. Hate that. I'm like, that's not a water park. Okay? So for that reason, I didn't know about Splash Country until now. So anyways.
Be hype.
I think I'm pumped, bro. It's gonna be a good time. I think we pretty safely have time for one more.
Okay.
If you're up for
you
it.
pick the one.
No, you pick.
All right, we're gonna do one. I don't think we should do the one. I don't know. We're gonna save that one.
You want to end it there? You want to just end it there?
You're the one editing.
I mean, they're the ones listening.
Let's do a quick one.
Okay.
Zoo versus aquarium. The aquarium is perhaps my favorite place on earth. I love aquariums. I could stand there. I could literally just stand there and just watch all day. 100%. When they got the nice little like ambient music in the background, like Finding Nemo-esque, peaceful, just calming. Love it. I want to go to the one in Atlanta so bad because it's got that one like ginormous.
Is it like a huge one? It's like the biggest in the country?
I think it's the biggest maybe in the world, literally, that one tank.
Wow.
It's got like a whale shark in there. It's like, it's...
Road trip.
I want to go. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, Atlanta.
I like zoos. I like zoos. We go to the zoo frequently, but I would take an aquarium almost every time.
The one thing I hear about when I think about people not from Atlanta going to Atlanta, no disrespect. I know that Atlanta is a very cool place with lots of cool people, lots of cool things to do. Our high school calculus teacher talks about taking a group of kids there for some reason, right?
God, why?
And first thing there, it's the first place they go to out of the airport. It's not the airport, first thing out of the airport. She walks into the bathroom. She's got like a kid or two with them. Someone pulls up their shirt all the way, like whips out the tits, pulls out cocaine, puts it on the sink, does it, walks out. She's like, first thing when we got to Atlanta. I'm like, hey, yo, what? So
we
just so
go
you know,
Atlanta.
anytime someone mentions trips to Atlanta, that's what comes to mind. Like if I see the Falcons
Titties
or the
and
Braves, that
cocaine?
comes to mind. That comes out. That comes to mind. What?
Titties and cocaine?
Sounds like I need to go to Atlanta.
Hey, babe.
But hey, I can't think of like taking a trip to Atlanta without thinking of that first thing. So
You're gonna be looking for
that
it.
being said, I should probably answer the prompt. Zoo versus aquarium. I'm going to also say aquarium. It's a little bit closer for me, but to me, the big thing for me is that I question how ethical most zoos are. Because, like, if it's endangered species and we're nursing it back to strength and trying to help the species survive, 1,000% let's do it. It's basically a nursery at that point.
Right.
If it's like Tiger King-esque crap, oh my God, that drives me nuts. That's the thing.
Terrible. For both of those, you have to go to a nonprofit. If you go to a for-profit aquarium, specifically, we went to a for-profit aquarium
Ripley's?
in San Antonio. Didn't know. I don't know if Ripley's is technically for-profit.
Gotta
or not.
be, right?
The one we went to in San Antonio, we didn't know it was until we got there. It was in the ghetto. It was terrible. It was terrible. Like I literally, was like, I hate that I came here. It was bad. I don't know if Ripley's is profit or not. They might be solely because like all the merch they push on you and stuff.
I was going to say I did enjoy my time at the Cincinnati Zoo. I know really, a family that would not be down for treating people bad. They have season passes because their daughter loves to go all the time.
I think if it's like a city zoo, it's probably a nonprofit.
It's nonprofit.
Yeah.
I was going to say I did love my trip to the Cincinnati Zoo. Fiona the hippo is like a local celebrity for some reason.
Yeah.
They love her, and she's cool. It's pretty cool.
Isn't that awesome? I feel like that's like every zoo ever has like that. Like at Knoxville, it was like Georgie the monkey, and like
Georgie
everybody
the
knew
monkey.
Georgie. Like it was like I love that. The zoo's
it's
got
crazy. You go into like shops everywhere. If you go into the place that sells local team, it's called Rally House. Do you have Rally House? Have you seen one before?
I don't think so.
They are around, but I had never seen one until I went to Cincinnati, and they have one in Ann Arbor too. It just sells the local sports teams. So here they have Reds, Bengals. Literally the commercial goes, Reds, Bengals, FC Cincy, the Ohio State, Bearcats, and Kentucky. And I want to gag every time I do it. And they also sell Notre Dame. They sell Cleveland Browns. They sell Dayton. And they do not sell Michigan. I get it. You have Ohio State stuff. You sell Notre Dame. You sell Notre Dame. You sell Notre Dame. Sell Michigan stuff. Anyways, they sell Fiona the Hippo stuff. It's hilarious. This is the whole point I'm getting at. It's like,
awesome.
It's like they all sell Fiona the Hippo stuff. So it's very fun. And so zoos have done a little bit of growing on me, but I think there's a lot more bad zoos than there are bad aquariums out there, in my opinion. And I have a better time at an air-conditioned aquarium than I do at a hot zoo.
Indoor, it could be raining, still go to the aquarium.
Yes, sir.
It's nice. Yep.
So, yeah, well, there you have it, folks. Any closing remarks from you on any of the subjects or anything tonight? You know, we got the stank out of the way. It's not the stink, it's the stank. We're cool now. We got it.
Yeah, I think we're good. I like it. We left off we had another verses in mind. We'll add it to our tally every time we have like one that doesn't get done. So we'll just keep adding it and
every time. And by the way, we won't do another AI episode. My God, we get the hint. Okay.
Thank you, Chat.
Did not like that episode. Thanks, Chat GPT.
Very cool.
I thought it was a banging episode, though. If you haven't listened to it, give it a chance.
I thought it was fun.
Good. So we get it. Unless y'all start clamoring for it, we won't do it again. My fault. My bad, y'all. My bad. It was my idea. So, but follow us on Twitter at Twitter. That account doesn't get used much anymore, though, so you should probably follow us at HeadacheSpod. Or on TikTok at Headaches and Hot Takes. You can follow me at Chaperian, CHAPERIAN. Or that guy over there at Herniator, HERNIAT0R. Right?
Because somehow Herniator was taken.
That should become your new slogan. Hoo day, baby.
Hoo day.